Welcome back to UKSM at Insomnia. Sorry for the delay. We're back, we're ready to go. We've got a Shantae Half Genie Hero with TKY, the run that wasn't actually meant to exist, but now it does, because fun and games and people didn't show up. I'm not being passive-aggressive. Remember to donate if you can to Special Effects. The link is !donate in the chat. Thank you. I'm now going to throw it over to TKY, and he will count me down and count us down for the beginning of a fantastic run.
Okay, I believe we are ready to go. Hey everyone, I am TKY619, and I'm going to be attempting to do Shantae Half Genie Hero, no WTTD. Hopefully it goes quite well. Time will tell. If we're ready to go, ready on timer in 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, so Half Genie Hero's fourth actually in the line of the Shantae games. Just starting off with a little dream sequence. There's not really much that's going to be going on for the opener. It's just a little dream sequence, as I say. Shantae's been visited by this weird light, which I'm not sure what it was at the time. So now she's just going to have a little rummage around, pretty much a dream. I guess I could probably live things off, shoo these fly fries away. Go away, shoot, get away, out. Come on. I hope you like jumping. Okay, so this is the first part where I'm actually really going to do anything, and simply put, I'm just going to do a tap, jump, and turn, and that's pretty much it. Hope you was entertained. Alright, just a little stretch out, and then we can pretty much begin the run itself properly. But defeated. Oh, a bit of a Smash reference, I don't know. Okay, here we go, and we are ready to go. I'm going to try and get something pretty much straight away. It's pretty much frame perfect. It's not going to really save much time if I get it. It's an instant text skip. By hitting the text skip a frame after its activation, you can instantly skip the next text box. Sorry. Only use it for a certain few parts, but there's one part in particular, much later in the run, where it could save a good 12 to 13 seconds. Oh, that was the wrong button. So, I'll attempt to do the text a few times just to get the gist of it, but just collecting a magnet up ready for Uncle Mimic, just to help him out a little bit with what he's trying to create, the dynamo, which is supposed to keep the town lit at all times, so it would keep the town safe at all times. But as you may notice, it's still daytime and we're under attack, so I'm not really sure where he's going with this plan, but we'll have to work with it. Sorry, went down the wrong hole a little bit there. Alright, so that's Sky, our friend there, and her bird wrench. Just becomes a big massive bird because why not? And that's going to be our main mode of transportation through each of the worlds that we're going to be traversing to. Starting off with Main Street. Very standard start. What the mates are going to try and do is a damage boost off of the edges of these Tinker capsules, which I am already royally messing up, because the idea is to just save having to waste time destroying them and be able to just bounce off on the other side in order to move forward a bit quicker. I'm also going to be hoping for a certain amount of gems before the end of the entirety of this area, as I need a requisite amount to get my first set of upgrades from the shop. So hopefully I'll be getting about 118 before I reach the boss. Otherwise I'm going to have to do a little extra grinding just to make up for that. So because of that, it'd also be just taking a little bit of a detour here and there just to grab a couple more gems, just to boost these up. Go away, Tinkerbell. Always just inconvenience. Right, so unfortunately not really the most optimal opening of Base Street. I've messed up a lot of the Tinker capsules. Hopefully we'll get one of them right this time. Nope! So this is how you not run Shantae. Oh wait, we got one, finally! Now I promise you, I do run this game. But it doesn't seem to show right now. We'll hopefully make that up later. Yep, go ahead.
We've got 2 new donations. One from Puppy Chloe, £5. Good luck from the sushi bar. Love and puppies. Nori donates £20. Good luck on the run. I will donate an additional £5 for every additional starfish hug you take. Sushi bar is counting on you.
Alright, so I actually used a sound cue at one point just to determine when I was able to make a jump from one platform to the next. As I say, pretty much this is just following around. I'm just trying to keep in time well with the platform cycles. I'm not going to take any risks, so I will just go out my way to get another couple of pots, because I am a little bit on the shy side. I have no idea what you just said.
Extra £5 for every starfish hug you take.
Oh, hell no! Hell no! You're lucky I can't hear very well outside of these headphones, so I do apologise for anyone donating in that sending a message over to me, but yeah, no, not happening. Okay, first boss, Tinker Slug. Don't call him Poop Toot, he's not a very big fan of it. Boss fight, very straightforward. You pretty much want to hit the bell, that'll activate the barrel up and above, and then just come down, get a couple of hair whips in, or as many as you can. Unfortunately, I've got to wait for the back barrel reset to happen to get to a certain point before I can then know to hit the bell once again. If I do not want to hit it towards the left, if I happen to do that, that's a 16-second time loss straight off the bat, and that would really not be good. For Poop Toot's full name, it's something like part Omni-Organic, partially Titanic, Ocean Optimal Tinker Slug, and I almost died straight away. That would have been very bad. Oh dear, I actually did. We're right back at the beginning now, pretty much. So, yeah. I completely misjudged how much health I had going into the fight, and that's not a good start. I sincerely apologise there. Better off resetting the timer, really. Oh. Alright, we're going to try and refocus and get back to Poop Toot as quick as I can. Unfortunately, I've probably lost a good 5 minutes just straight off the bat. So it's £5 for every starfish hug. What about for every death? That one is more likely to happen. Right, Matt, I don't know if you've got any like admin stuff you'd like to get through. Unfortunately, as I say, it's just going to be a bit of time to get back to where I was. Oh. Of course, now I've died, I could jump over ticket capsules like a pro. And then I speak too soon. Maybe I should just keep my mouth quiet. Oh, it's nice to at least get a bit of help. Alright, so we had a donation come through when I got to this point, so I'll briefly mention a few things I was on about here. So the second part of Main Street is pretty much cycle based, as we have these platforms that are going around and about. So most I can really do is just follow it around. But I do use a sound cue on this next platform to know when I jump, which is about there. So at least I know I can make it through without wasting too much time. Well, this is going smooth, bit smoother now. And I have a much better gem position, which is also an added bonus. Right, so coming back up to Poop Toot, as I was trying to mention earlier, his full name is something like Partially. You know what? I can't remember his full name. It's easier to just call him Poop Toot. And you know what? I'm going to do the smart thing now. I'm going to put a save in. I'm not going to make us go back that far again. Right, he should be down any second now. First try! That is a boss no runner should ever die to. That's what I get for being nervous as hell. So, again, my serious apologies for that happening and for that delay. Hopefully we won't have another thing like that happen through the run. Right, so we get the Dynamo Griffiths back from Risky Boosters, so we can make our way back. She's actually one of the main antagonists of the series. So for now, she's just going to go away defeated. And we're just going to do a few things for other people in the game. But first, one of the things we get after every arena is an animal transformation. First up will be the monkey dance. This is probably the most useful one that's used in the majority of the run. Not only does it improve your ground speed slightly, it also improves the height speed as well as your general mid-air control. So monkey will be used for a lot of platforming. Sorry. Right, 146 gems. That's actually really good. It's a lot more than traditional. Right, so we're just going to come over here and have this lady scream at me like most women tend to do so. And she'll give us our next map to Mermaid Falls. We get the information that her town's having some weird things going on and people are disappearing. I will just pick up a safety potion. Get the super pipe all ready. So we've been asked to go and investigate Mermaid Falls to determine pretty much why the townspeople are disappearing and also why the mermaids themselves have gone berserk. But first, let's get some vengeance on Main Street. I mean, we've already seen a lot of it, but let's see some more. Now, there's actually a reason, because we go back here, we're going to get a few more gems up. I'm also going to pick up an upgrade which will help me speed up a few sections in the earlier part of the game. It's also going to be for a specific thing that I need for progression purposes. So it's just quicker to get them out of the way. No, Starfish, leave me alone. You are not hugging me. Not having it. I mean, I could really do with a hug after what happened at the start, but not from Starfish. They have a habit of, they just latch on, they just never let go. It's weird. Right, so, as I say, I'm going to be making sure to collect what gems I can. I'm actually using the Super Pipe Ball to bust these pots open. As a Broken Fingers part of version 1.0 of this game, magic consumption is, it doesn't use as much as it would in any traditional other game. So, although I will be using a bit of magic for it, it's sort of it's just quicker to use a Super Pipe Ball and get back into a transformation rather than using a hair whip and then waiting for those frames. So it's only frames here and there. But we'll take it. That Starfish is getting too close! No! Right, the advantage to Monkey, I don't have to wait these platforms out now, hopefully, as long as I get it right. Just be jumping up against the wall and onto a platform that's already open. Oh, I would have if I'd have landed on the original floor platform first like I was supposed to. So instead we'll just have to wait that cycle out a little bit. Right, here we go. This is the upgrade that I'm looking for, Monkey Bullet. This is going to allow me to boost off of a wall in a horizontal fashion. And this will help for quite a number of things, as well as actually for gem farming as well. So it's also going to save time in multiple spots. Okay, so first up for this side quest, we have 30 Tinkerbats to destroy. As there's a chef, this is actually supposed to be a restaurant, the chef's waiting for me. And she needs a health deed or something like health permit back. But unfortunately, while she's been under infestation of these Tinkerbats, we can't have the health permit, so we need to destroy them. 30 should do it. There we go. Alright. Oh dear. Right, so we're going to get our first heart container of the run. I'll be aiming to pick up 2. One is is pretty much for safety, and the other one is the general one that we would pick up in the run. 4 hearts obviously would make the majority of the run just more comfortable, but it's also going to be a bit of use near the end as well. So this is the chef lady. She wants that health permit. Yeah, go for it. Donation time.
And we've had another donation come in from Ari, one of the workers here at UKSM. They say they're loving the event so far. Shout outs to Matt, Oz, CC, Sky, and everyone that's helped make it what it is this year. Sorry about the death, TKY. You'll smash the rest of the run, I'm sure. Take RNG.
Alright, so we're at the beginning of Mermaid Falls, and straight away I'm going to be using the Monkey Bullet to my advantage. Oh wow, Monkey Bullet, you let me down. Unfortunately, did not bullet when it was supposed to, so... Oh, wow. Okay, it's not bulleting at all, because my hand... Oh. Okay, the truth is, I've never run this game in my life. Right, so we wanted Monkey Bullet. This was mainly so we could skip the entirety of the left side out. But because of how much time I'm wasting, it's really a bit major. Right. Right, so we have the abducted mermaids. As we can see what is going on, the ladies have been taken by some unknown entity, and they're making makeshift mermaids by attaching fish to their legs. A weird way of going about it, but we'll have a few counterfeit mermaids on the go. Right, gonna get up a little higher, and this is where the Monkey Bullet is also useful. You can use it to actually do a horizontal dash through certain gem pots, and as long as I'm in the right position, it should collect the gems up for me. Saving, and well, hopefully we won't have any gem drops going on. It also skips having to keep going back and forth, left and right, in order to reach the top, as I can just take the monkey bullet there to reach those sets of rings and climb over. So, I hope you like auto-scrollers, because we got one coming up and it'll be the first of quite a few. Obviously there's not much I could do apart from jump in a void, hopefully not fall off as well. There's about 90 odd gems on the slide itself that I'll be collecting, as well as a bunch of oranges, which heals up about a heart of health. It's free health as long as I pick them up, so there's no harm in doing so. Hey Croc, bye Croc. Now do a barrel roll. Don't worry, I won't sing that many times, so I don't want to deafen you. That'd be a bit too cruel. Wait, how are the barrels going up the slide? Huh. Right, while I've got a little bit of time, I'll briefly talk about the next boss. Comes in 2 phases. First phase is going to be 6 locks that's going to be surrounding her. We need to bust each of those 6 locks to free her. Once she is free, she's going to then continue to attack us, which can happen in one of 3 ways, and it's down to RNG as to what's going to happen. She can either jump in with platforms, jump in without, or she gets trying to attack us with her tail. Optimally, we're going to get platforms. So say hello to Giga Mermaid. Well, first I say hello to Techno Baron, who's the responsible person for the counterfeit mermaid. So I'm going to try and keep on a particular cycle in order so I can reach all of them the way I would like. Oh, what? Monkey! My transformation button was not working. Oh, I'm still on cycle, I just had to jump up a little later than I would have liked. But she's still down in pretty good time, to be fair. But now we have phase 2, and this is one of the main reasons why I wanted the super pipe ball. Because I could use the super pipe ball to my advantage to be able to hit her during the fight as well. And good, we got the good RNG, so as long as I don't mess up, we should take her down right now. Down. Right. Turns out she was under mind control. That's what that big red crystal was on her head. But now she is free. The mermaids are safe. The women are no longer getting their legs sucked by fish. It's a happy day. Don't mind Bolo. He's just he's taking in the sights. It's fine. Right. So next transformation, crab dance. So this will allow me to go within the waters. And it has a little bit of a ground stomp within the water as well, which we can use just to speed up downward momentum. Fortune Craft won't really be used in much of the run. This is primarily the monkey show, but it will prove its uses in 1 or 2 spots that I need to use them for. Hey Uncle Mimi, how you doing? I can smell something and it smells delicious. Do you have what I think you have? Please tell me. It's gotta be. It's birdseed, yes! Sorry, turkey and all. I like my birdseed. None for you, Rents, my seed. A little bit over the top. But it'll do. Turns out we need birdseed in order to give to this little birdie, which somehow happens to fit this giant rock in it, which we need to now upgrade the next part of the dynamo. It's fireball. Backdash and warp dance. I'll explain on some of them more when we actually come to using them, but for now they're just there ready. Right, so we'll give the copper ore to Uncle Mimic, and now for reasons unknown at least at this point, everyone has no memory. They've all got amnesia. I wonder if we can get Mayor Tickle Chin today. No. If I'd have been in the right spot, it would have looked like Shantae was giving the mayor a good little tickle on the chin. I have failed you. You're right there, Sky. What's going on? Yeah, she's a little space out. She's forgotten as well what's going on. So we're actually going to make our way off to our next world, Tasseltown. This is more of a barren desert section where someone who I failed to actually mention yet, who we won't see until this point anyway, her name's Holly, and she was a replacement genie because we got fired at the beginning of the game for failing miserably, which, to be fair, I did die at the first boss, so it makes a lot of sense. The mayor, turns out you were right this time. But she's actually not who she seems to be, and we'll see a bit later on as to who she is and what she's trying to do. Right, so Tasseltown, pretty much just going to keep going right, collecting a few more gems. There will be a cycle-based section via a sandstorm that will be coming up soon. Hopefully Birdie Boy will not Birdie Boy got in the way. Watch out for these little green cacti. Right, so we're going to get to see Crab here, because if I try and go across the top, there's going to be a snowstorm, a desert storm that will get in my way. But it will still come in my way in a moment, which will come periodically. So I'm going to try and keep on a certain cycle to save as much time as I humanly can. Alright, here we go. Can we do something good? Okay, still on cycle. Still on cycle. Oh my days, we're doing it. And we are on cycle. Thank heavens. Right, so that's the desert out the way. And that was a pretty optimal Tussle 1. And as soon as I say it, I do that. I have a lot of habit of jinxing myself, it seems. So we now move on to Tussle 2, which is a tower climb, so this is pretty much all vertical movement, so Monkey's going to be very useful here. As we get chased by a big giant worm called Wilbur. Say hi to Wilbur. Hello, Wilbur. I'm out of here. So yeah, this is pretty much again down to as optimal movement as humanly possible. I'm just going to wait that fireball out. Again, collecting a certain set of gem pots as best I can. Even though I probably shouldn't, based on how the opening went, I'm going to attempt a trick which is pretty finicky right at the top, a ceiling clip, by jumping off of a chain, and then jumping off of a chain, and then untransforming into Shantae, then re-jumping back off of that chain. I'm going to hopefully clip through the ceiling. It's a bit risky because if I fail it and Wilbur catches up to me, I'm going to have to do this entire tower again. But luckily we'll stay at the tower, so we won't be losing much time. Hopefully I can do something good for you today. And that'll be coming up any second now. Got ya! Whew, second try. Right, so for Tussle 3, this is a monkey bullet, pretty much expo. There's 3 cycles that we generally go with, standard, fast, and fastest. I'm going to stick with fast. It only has a couple of additional monkey bullets compared to standard. Unfortunately, monkey refused to jump, so now I'm back to standard cycle. Fastest cycle would be a lot of, a couple more monkey bullets on top of fast cycle, except they are a lot tighter and in more awkward positions. So I wouldn't recommend going for that, especially in the marathon setting. Oh, that was risky! Okay, back here. Take it a little easier. Right, we're coming up on our next heart container. This is the one we would usually pick up in the run. There's a good advantage here, and it'll also refill my health. So far, so good. Right, now if the arrows follow me into the next screen, which they're like to, I'm going to be taking an intentional hit, although, oh, that's not the intentional hit I wanted to take, so that was so it set me up in position, ready for the platforms, but because of my mistiming there, unfortunately, I'm going to have to just read the platforms manually, take a damage boost there so I can phase through that next enemy. So that's Tussle 3 down as we enter our next boss. So the worm that was chasing up in the Tassel Tower, is now coming to fight us. Welcome to Wilbur. This is essentially an auto-scroller. There's not much you can do to speed this fight up. So, I can say hello to you for a moment while we just let him do his thing. We all have to run in a circle to start with, and that'll be an easy avoidable. Now, it's a bit of RNG as to where these rocks are going to land. That last rock that you find is the one I'm aiming for. Okay, so he's starting off good. Hey, let's have a cannon jump there. It's a random little slow-mo thing. There is an advantage to the console, because there is some differences between console and the PC version of 1.0. For the console, we can speed this fight up a little bit by using the super pipe ball to attack the eyeball. Unfortunately, with the PC version, you'd have to keep going back and forth with it and use the fireball to speed it up as best as you can. So, fortunately, we get a good 19-second time save on this boss fight. Apart from that, if you've got any donations for now, this would be a good time. Don't look surprised, Will. You started attacking me first. Right, so round 3 I'm going to use one of the original strategies for dealing with Wilbur first phase. We're going to just do some crawling strategy, look for my contact links. I swear it fell out somewhere around here. I'm not really too sure where about. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. I can see again. Huzzah. Hey, Rock. So Wilbur's rock positioning is being pretty nice to me, in all fairness, so it's not much of a time save, but every little helps in any kind of speed run, so I'll take it. This will be the last time the eyeball will shoot out. Just need to knock one more rock into him and we will be done with Wilbur. Also, as a quick note, that this is the worm that was also collecting the memories of our other fellow heroines that Holly, the genie that we saw just at the beginning of this battle, was actually collecting for him, so it can keep Holly around for longer, because the more you remember her, the longer she stays. But don't ask me about the logic, I have no idea. And that's Wilbur down. Bye, Holly. What's your name? I forgot. Oh, yep, she's gone. Right, so our third transformation is going to be the elephant, and this is where things are going to start to break a little more. We've only broke the game a little bit at this point. We're going to break it just a little bit more, and when we get towards the near the end, that's when we're really going to do some things that's going to just pretty much defy the rules of how you're supposed to play a video game. So one of the first things I need to do, I'm going to have to get back out of Tasseltown. No, back out of Tasseltown, I'm going back to Skulltown. I need to go to Tasseltown. If you haven't gathered by now, talking is not my strong suit. Right, so we're going to go, as I say, we're going to go straight back out. We're going to go back to Tasseltown. We've got to go back to 2 arenas now. One of them is for a progression item for this particular point of the run. The other is for a progression item that's going to be later in the run. However, it just saves more time to do it now rather than later. I'm also going to cheat a little to pick up an item that we need. We need one or 2 items for the very end of the game. Pretty much, or well, not the very end, but to access the final area. So we're going to be getting that now by doing something we're not supposed to. But I won't tell if you don't tell. So it's a funny thing in this world. I'm just going to make sure these are out my way for a moment. But it's a bit of a weird note that elephants can phase through walls. And look, Discovery Channel, the more you know. So that's where we get the ice slab, that's for later on. And now I'm going to use the warp dance that I picked up earlier on, which allows me to walk to the next section of a particular area as long as I've completed the first area that I'm choosing to skip. So that just saves us time there, as well as obviously, if I didn't do that, I would have had a block in the way and I wouldn't have been able to traverse through water in order to even make it back out. So without the warp dance, that would have actually been a soft loss. Right, so now we're on to the operation we need to do for progression. This is the one that is for later. And we've got to pick up 5 remains for that creepy guy that we just spoke to with a bit of a face mask. I don't know why we decided to take up this mission, simply because, you know, creepy guy wanting us to go and dig up some remains. Sounds a little... doesn't sound very kid-friendly, but, you know, we'll do him that favour. So that's 2 remains in, which has 3 remains remaining. So as I go over here to collect some more gems as we go for the other remains that are remaining, I've lost track of where I am. I really shouldn't be going on about it. Oh, hello. Right, so I want to probably be at about 380, 390 gems by the time I exit out of here. Just so I'm set up for the next shop. And I'm probably going to try and at least make sure I pick up an additional potion for safety. Well, there's 3 potions that you would pick up in general for the run. But I've already picked up 1 safety potion as I had the fortunate RNG of the gems. So I may be aiming to pick up 1 more on top. That should give us 5 potions for the entirety of the run plus the oranges. I should be able to work with that. But then again, I died to the first boss of the game, so anything can happen right now. 372, so I should be able to get to 400 quite easily before we are done with this section. Oh, hello. I normally don't ever get hit by that. Right, 1 remain left. It's just up it's just up the side of us. Let's just be sure. I'll grab that gem pot as well. And this will be the final remain. And that'll be that side quest out of our way. So that'll just help us to gain access to one of the areas later on, or to at least start that side quest off properly. But shock, shock, horror, horror, when you start digging up remains, you get sick. So, yeah, we got sick. Who would have thought? Right, so now we're off to Mermaid Falls once again. We'll do another side quest for this. One thing I failed to mention a bit earlier as well, due to notes that another difference between console and the PC versions is that with the console version, for whatever reason, when you defeat a boss, you will get your health replenished, but your magic will not. Whereas PC, you'll have both of that replenished. So around this point of the run is where I'm working with my magic meter to try and keep it to a certain level so I have enough magic to actually get through the next particular set of sections. My magic meter, to be fair, even though it looks low, that's actually quite a bit of magic to me right now. So that'll do. And I've reviewed this, certain things change. So the rings are moving much quicker than they did originally, so I'm just going to pretty much just jump straight away to make the cycle up here. Bit of a tank hit. Enemy position is shocking, I know. A few additional gems, 456. Just trying to think of my next shop now, the financial aspect of that. But first we speak to one of my favourite characters, this Grandma Blobfish. She gives us a good old crab claw, so now we can attack with crab formation. But unfortunately, it's only going to be used for this particular side quest. We need to go and gather up 5 of her Blobfish kids, as everything seems to be in 5 in this game. As they've just sort of taken a bit of a swim around. Just gather them up for her, and then she'll repay us in kind with the item that we actually want. So, it should be good. Oh, don't forget you. Never to be scared of, kiddies. I'm just coming to help. All right. Yep. Hey, Crocky. Yeah, Crocky want to chase me. Okay. Oh, 1 heart. I should be okay for the moment, but I will consider using an orange any second soon. Right, nice high jump there, so we can just avoid that croc charging at us sooner. Obviously, I really don't want to take any real damage at this point. There will be a tank damage I will be taking to put me on half a heart, but I'll be okay with that for the meantime, as long as I don't take any other damage prior. Hey, Grandma. I got you kids. And she's going to reward us with a race ticket. We need 2 of them to access the next area. The second ticket is from doing another little side mission, which we will be doing here as well, but I'll be climbing up a bit further before we do it. We need 2 gator steaks to give to someone, to give to a pair of people who really want some gator steaks. But in order to do that, we need to basically burn them to a crisp. So I need to make sure I'm going to kill 2 of them and make sure that the final hit is actually with the fireball. But there happens to be 2 that can overlap at the top, so I'm going to be going for those 2 rather than anything else. Should be fine, should be fine, should be fine, should be fine. Okay. Oh, that's a little lower than I would have liked. Alright, I'll just pick up what I would normally pick up for now. Oh, I forgot about 3 potions, which I should have picked up, but I can do that at the next shop anyway, so it's fine. Right, so we got that out of the way, we can return back. Both the Dryad and Gem Drugs transformations are going to be used a bit later on. They are 2 of the main transformations that we use for wall clipping. One of them, the Dryad, will be used for left wall clips, as the Gem Drug will be used for right wall clipping. And we'll see a bit of Gem Jug coming up in the next area. It'll only be 1 transformation that will be used for it, but it helps save a bit of time. Right, 392, so I can get that 4th potion. So this should be our last shopping trip of the run. We speak to our good friend Rocky Top, so I say good friend, but right, Mega, 3 Mega, Scimitar, and that should be everything set for the rest of this run. Please give me hearts in these parts. I could do with a little bit of health. Woo! A little bit of health. I'll take it. Right, so we give him the Dark Shard. And we get the map to our next arena. Cape Krusty, as we tend to call it in the community. Turns out we got some information in a cutscene that I skipped. Which is to pretty much let us know that some dodgy things are going on at the races. So we're being sent to investigate. Here we go. Still fans of auto-scrollers? Guess what we got? We got an auto-scroller. Now, it looks scary that I've not healed yet, but this is the reason why. Because during this auto-scroller, we're going to be jumping from carpet to carpet. And there are just some other racers that are racing along with us. But I mentioned earlier, being a speedrunner, I am a cheat. So that's not going to be anything different here. I'm going to cheat in the races by eliminating my competition, and hopefully they'll drop me some magic and some health along the way. Even when I don't need them, I'm still going to take them. How you doing, good sir? Nope. Okay, we now have lots of magic. Oh wait, no, you die. And yeah, that's what I get for being weird, trying to take everyone out. I won't kill any more. Well, I'll only kill a few more. But yeah, don't do anything silly like that in future, Turkey. You are doing this live after all. So I probably will need to use a couple of oranges for healing just to prevent myself from dying. Unless they keep giving me health, let's make life a bit easier. I've got plenty of magic, so I can afford to use Scimitar here. Oh, we don't need any more magic. Just health would be nice. Hello. Alright, we'll be able to start this fight without healing. I'll have to heal during, though. Right, so even though we just done them the favour of getting them some gator steaks, just the way they liked it, they're still going to attack us. So these are 2 of the people that were doing some funny business, Twitch and Vinegar. So I want the carpets ideally to go counterclockwise, so that'll do. And hopefully I'll go take both of them down. They have their own separate health pools. I want to take this one down before the carpets rotate back, ideally. So then hopefully a bit late. Alright, never mind. I'll have to work with this. Oh, that'll do. Not the best, but not the worst. Could have gone a lot worse than that. Okay, so for this next part, there's not really much for me to say. So I'm just going to try and give like a little bit of a mini tutorial. Very basic stuff. Try and keep up. I may lose track of what I'm going to be saying. So first thing we do, we transform into monkey. We start making our way across to the right. Jump over the first guard. We're supposed to delay, but I completely forgot myself because I'm trying to speak too damn fast. Jump over these grates there to avoid enemies there. Bit of a delay there because why not? I'm just changing the route as I see fit. Big jump over to this one and over to here. Wait, well, I would have to wait for laser cannon, but I already waited earlier, so I don't need to do that. I'm going to try and thread the needle by jumping in between a couple of guards here. Unfortunately, they decided to say, nope, go away. So we're not going to deal with that. Through this grate and up at this grate to jump over this cannon. He's a random spawning enemy, so it's never know where he's going to actually spawn, whether he's going to be on top of the platform or to the side of the platform. Could be under me, could be over me, who knows? But there we go. Waiting over here for this airship to come into position. We're going to wait for it to veer off to the far left. As we go, 1 cannon, 2 cannon, make the jump, but it's now back into play to make this laser section for 1 laser, 2 laser, 3 laser, 4. Oh my! Oh god, I'm out of breath. Should we end the tutorial there? I think I'm speaking too much. Monkey bullet off of this one, just because, well, it speeds things up. You know, that's how it goes. We're going to delay here to let him throw his Molotov, and then finally take a hit off him to take a stun damage to phase through those lasers. Finally, 1 jump over here, run over to the right. We're going to take another jump followed by some healing as I'm very low on health. I don't want to take any risk for dying. We'll just use one more oranges here, so I'll be safe. Come through the gate, there we go. That was a mouthful, wasn't it? Alright, so Gate Krusty 3 is going to be where the one and only gem jump clip for this area I'm going to do. There is 2 that I could do, but the second one doesn't save any time. So as I mentioned, it's for right wall clip. This is why I also picked up the backdash upgrade, because it makes this trick pretty much a non-issue. So I'm going to backdash to make sure my foot back is right into the wall, transform into gem jump, which will push me slightly to the right, and then I can just push myself through the wall and continue through. Why am I collecting gems? I'm not going back to the shop. I have to tell myself these things. I forget what I'm doing half of the time. Just do my best to avoid these enemies here. Right, so luckily here I'll just hold left and hold right. Drop monkey bullet dash off each of those sides. A couple more chain jumps. Oh dear. Alright, I've got plenty of health so I can actually take his hit and dash through. And just take the airships down. And we are good there. Now there is a weird thing with this particular boss battle that's coming up. Usually you get your health and magic refilled after a boss is done. For some reason this also refills it before the boss fight. So I'm going to go with full magic, but you'll see how broken this scimitar actually is based on the magic consumption that I'm going to be taking and how this fight goes. So pretty much my main aim is to take on M. Bison, Ammo Baron, sorry, his look kind of threw me off. I'm going to go straight out with scimitar, preferably, but it kind of delayed itself for some reason. And I'm going to just try and stay to the side of him, optimise my jumping as best as I can. Let the scimitar do most of it, as Gordon Ramsay would say, let the knife do the work. I'll keep an eye on my health just in case, but we should be okay. And he'll pretty much just keep aiming his ammo guards to your pinpoint position. So after a certain amount of hits, he'll throw a cursor on the ground to indicate which way they're going to be charging through. And I'll just keep going left and right. And hopefully he should be down any second. So it turns out his deal was, after spending millions of crowdfunded dollars on these airships, he wanted the magic carpet so he could make flying uniforms for him and his men. I thought airships would have been enough, but clearly he's a greedy man. Right, so the next transformation coming up is Mouse. Now for this particular run, Mouse is absolutely useless. We don't need it. So, as we don't need it, we're going to leave it. Bye, Mouse. We don't. I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll be trapped in the box for a while. There is one part of the game where you're supposed to use the mouse transformation in order to progress the game, but we're going to be using a couple of out-of-bound tricks in order to boost that up. Right, so I've actually been sick for quite some time now, as you may remember. So I'm just going to take a quick visit to the doctor, and hopefully he'll make me feel better. As we get a good old lollipop. It's always a good thing. Now I did just go slightly out of my way just to dip into the water, because that actually replenishes my magic, so I can at least deal with the next main boss, as well as just to have some magic going into the final areas. My magic won't replenish once that said boss is down. Right, so we're going to go off to Mermaid Falls. Now, I'm not going to expect this to happen the way my execution's been so far, but if I could get my monkey bullet in pretty precise here, I could meet a cycle, saving us time, what we call one cycle, with the platforms to be able to clip into the wall. So I'm going to go to the focus and hopefully I can do something that'll make you cheer. Got ya. Yep, got one cycle, we're in the wall. Right, so we use the Dryad on top of that block, slightly to the side, because the block will pushes us into the wall, and then once again we use backdash into the right side wall to be able to gem jump clip back over. I'm surprised I got that. Right, so that's all we need to come out for. So we can now go back to Uncle Mimic, as we now have the light shard to attach to the dynamo, and he will give us our next map to enter. Oh, I forgot the area. It's a castle, I can tell you that much. Oh, it's Hypnobaron's castle, that was it. It makes you think, every time you bring him something, he gives you a map. Why don't you just give me the maps at the start? This would be a lot simpler. Right, so Cape Krusty, if goes well, is going to be one of the main areas that is going to be broken via the wall clipping that we've been doing. As I mentioned right at the beginning, the Instatex skipping that I've done a few times was in preparation for this particular part. The one Instatex skip that I'm going to go for here will say 13 seconds if I get it. If not, I'm going to have to do a left wall Dryad clip, which takes about four transformations to clip in. So the thing is, we've been sent here because we've gotten word that there is a mysterious monster trying to be brought forth by Hypnobaron of unspeakable horror. So we're going to try and stop it, hopefully. Right, so first things first, I'm going to clip into this wall here, and I'm going to hopefully jump at the right time with Monkey to hit a loading zone above me. Right, we got that one. Up here, now this is where the Instatex skip's going to come in. Hopefully, if I can get it. Okay, so the problem is when you talk to him, he's pushed me out the wall, so I've got to do a left wall clips, which I need to do 4 Dryad clips to consistently be able to clip through the left wall. If I would have gotten the Instatex skip, I would have picked up the item whilst remaining in the wall. There. Hoppy, hoppy. Okay, onto the graveyard. This used to be one of the toughest sections to deal with. It's now one of the easiest, as we're now going to be using left wall clipping. I'm going to basically do a screen wrap and hit the loading zone from the wrong side to take us to the boss. Now, there's another invisible wall off screen. Okay. Okay, so here we go. That creature was Unspeakable Horrors happens to be the Squid Baron. He's a good little creature. But right, so we're going to deal with him first. He pretty much works off of a script, so he will always do the same thing pretty much every time. So I'll be able to just keep that in notion. I know exactly how to follow him. He'll stay in the sky now for a bit, do a few bullet shots, use the scimitar to my advantage. I am missing quite a lot of damage, and I'm taking a lot of damage, so I may have to use one of my potions as safety up here. Wow, that was a bad fight, but it'll do. So that's only part 1 of this battle. Hypnobaron is in the background there. He's decided now this is the point of the run where he's going to actually take part. So we're going to be taking on the Dual Barons now. They both have their own separate health pool and their own ways of doing the fights. Depending on which order you take them down will depend on what they do in Phase 2. Now, Hypnobaron's Phase 2 is a lot simpler than Squid Baron's. Squid Baron, if you allow him to go to Phase 2, he goes all over the place and can be a right pain in the backside. So we will always go for Squid Baron first. Oh, what am I doing? I'm not even going to risk it. Come on, Piggy, come on. Focus yourself, you're being an idiot now. Alright, That's good Baron does. We're now down to Hit the Baron. Now, Hit the Baron's second phase is basically the same as his first, except faster. As well as he fires off more of them quick succession. So I'll just follow him around to the best I can just to get the whips in. He's down. Good. Can we call this sketchy runs done quick? By any chance? Sketchy runs done quick? Okay, we are pretty much there now at the end of the run. We've got one more area to do. Two of the items I picked up earlier, the iron slab, which I did the elephant clip for, and the zombie hamster, which I did the walk clip for and did the dry clips just recently, is the two main items we needed for the end. So we can just pretty much go straight to the end. But first we get our final transformation, Harpy Dance. Pretty much just allows us to fly around all over the place. Does anybody want another roller scroller by any chance? No? Well, if you don't want another auto scroller, you're in luck. The next one is the only one in the run where we can actually skip it. But it involves going out of bounds and doing quite a few things off screen. So I'm going to be using several sound cues, and obviously I'm going to go a bit quiet to make sure I can hear where I'm going. Hopefully we'll get it first try. Right, the final section, Risky's Lair. So we're supposed to have a couple of things. We're supposed to have stuff like the mermaid dance, mermaid bubble, and so on. But as we don't have them, we're going to have to do things a little differently. Okay, if I got that right, the music will kick in, but I've still got a little more to do. I think I've got it. The borders should come in, and that will signify we got the trick. We got it. And bye-bye auto-scroller. As we now enter the final sections of the game, Risky's Lair. Now this is pretty much where we use several of our transformations that we've been using, well, we're supposed to be using for the run. And several of them will come into play. Now fortunately, because we are back to Tinkerbats as some of the main enemies, they don't actually do much damage, so I should be safe for the most part. Apart from these mini Bootus that we've got just hovering in the way. Right, into Harpy, try and get Harpy corner. This next part we're supposed to be doing with the transformation we haven't got. Oh wow. I'm going to reset that screen. I don't usually box that too much, so... Oh right. Okay, now the problem is I've messed it up, so the timing is off. Sort of got to gauge it. Shoddy, but that should be a bit much more simpler than that. But as I say, thankfully Tinkerbats and most enemies in this area don't do too much damage, so I should be okay. Hey, Mini Pictu. Care to die for me? Thank you. Am I serious? Because we haven't had enough spikes, let's have a few more. Oh dear. Okay, now normally this room, the cycle's always the same, but because I've botched quite a bit there, it might change slightly. So I'll just have to work with it as best as I can. I'll probably know from the moment I see some of the first early sections. But Harpy's the main transformation through most of this part. I'm a little behind it, but I'm still somewhat on the same scale, on the same cycle, so this might not be so bad. Don't drop your input, Harpy, whatever you do. Yeah, Harpy has a habit of dropping inputs at times, so hopefully that won't be a thing today. Okay, I left that a bit late. I'll just have to wait out here and I'm going to have to move a bit quick once this platform moves. Okay, fine, we're still on the same cycle, that'll do. And that is the end of Risky's hideout for the majority. We're now into pretty much the final stretches of this game. First up is going to be a boss rush. And this is why I'm going to save here. Now, we're going to have to take on 2 bosses. One of those has 3 phases. First up will be Risky Boots, who, as it turned out, when she gave us the blueprints back at the beginning, she actually changed it around to suit what she was aiming for. Right, so Risky Boots is actually another scripted boss battle. There is a couple of RNG elements pretty much to the distance that she chooses to jump. Otherwise, I'll know exactly what patch she's going to do. Unfortunately, she also takes quite a lot of damage. So I might be here a while. Well, not too long, hopefully, but... Right, pistol shots. Couple more jumps into cannon. Ow, okay. That won't be too bad. Now she's going to ride a big giant anchor for a little while and chuck a couple of bombs around. So pretty much using the scimitar just to score as much damage as I can. I'm going to just do whatever I can to avoid those bombs. If the blast hits me, it's a full heart. If the bomb itself hits me, I'm in trouble because that's 2 hearts. Some good RNG there on magic drops. I can already tell this is going to be a suboptimal fight. But once she's done that, she goes back to the beginning of her script. Single shot, triple shot. And watch out for that dash. That dash will do 2 hearts of health as well. Optimally, I would have her down about now, but I already know that's not going to happen right now. Hopefully it won't be too far off. Okay. Wasn't as bad as I was originally thinking it was going to be. So I get a little breather with this next one. This is the actual final boss of the run. Tinkerbrain. This is the Dynamo Transform. Now Tinkerbrain Phase 1 is usually a gimme, and it's pretty much just going around the circumference of the arena to unscrew those bolts that are on the side of his head. Once you reach a certain point, it will raise these platforms in which you'd have to hit or do enough damage to each of them to then cause it to basically overload and blow the screw off his head. And we need to do it for both sides and directions. His only 2 attacks is the cogs, which is easy enough to jump, which is one of the main reasons why we're in monkey form. The other one is a laser attack, which will never touch me. So we should be good. Look at the cute little monkey. Look at the cute little monkey. Ah, cuteness overload. Never mind. It'll be fine, Tinkerbrain. Right, well, I've got a little time. I'm going to briefly talk about Tinkerbrain 2. He can be very dangerous. Optimally, if I get the fight right, it's going to look like I'm going to pretty much stand in one space and constantly take on the same genie over and over, hitting the orb between a shield. Why am I standing still? Hit a shield, hit an orb into a shield to deal damage. In reality, I'm paying attention to several visual and sound cues going out throughout the fight. And a lot of things can go wrong here. I'm going to pray to God that it doesn't, because if I die, we're going back to the beginning of this boss rush. Wow, he's really going crazy with the Dark Waves today. Focus, don't know. The RNG on this is bad right now. It's making me work for this kill. Thank you. I've not seen him spam those dark waves so much. Basically, the genies can do one of two things. Light or dark attack. Dark magic is the one you need to pay attention to. Pretty much dodge an attack. If it's light magic, the bullet spread will never come near you. For whatever reason, the genies wanted me dead that time. Oh, you know I said no more auto-scrollers? I lied. We have one more to end the run. The slide of doom. Time is going to be at the end of the slide. The screen will fade completely to white. So we shouldn't be too far off now. So pretty much all I can do is try and avoid as much as I can. Good thing is, it doesn't matter how many times I fall off this slide or how many hits I take. I have no health meter, and falling off will just send me back to the beginning of the slide. So there's no way for me to kill or rip the run in any way, shape or form. And because of how the opening is, there's a little thing that we tend to do a swag jump on. I'm going to be a scaredy cat. I'm not going to go for a swag jump during this, just because right now I'm all over the place. Mentally, I'm all over the place. Hopefully we can at least finish somewhat strong. One, two, three. Alright, time will be coming up very shortly. I've just got one more ring to grab. Alright, we're going to fade to white any second, and time. I am so sorry for that death earlier to all of you. That was embarrassing. I'm all over the shop right now. Just to the Shantae community in general, they've always been great and amazing. I've always, as I say, any time I come to a marathon, I want to do very well by them. Yeah, pretty much every run I've done so far, something has always gone wrong. But I've always had a thing with stage fright. But as long as hopefully as long as people were entertained and it did well, then I can at least call that job well done. But the question is, what was the time? It's going to be over an hour. Is it over my run from last year?
I'm not sure.
I thought it might have been. The death that I took at the beginning.
1 hour, 6 minutes,
6.
and
That's worse.
seconds.
I had 104 last time. It's underestimate. Wow. So that first death probably cost me a couple of minutes. So there was a lot of problems coming in. But then again, I sort of jumped into this run. So
you have got a chance to redeem yourself. Because after this short intermission, TKY will be back with his very next Shantae run. Shantae Pirate's Curse, any % pirate. Help me. Help me.